It's When Fists Fly with Big Nige, and welcome to our latest edition of Boxing Weekly Roundup. Boxing fans, first and foremost, I want to give you a shout out and thank you to all for those who have been liking, commenting and sharing our videos. We really appreciate it. Newcomers, don't forget to subscribe to our latest updates, and I hope you continue to enjoy what we obviously show to you guys. Woo! Matchroom Fight Camp. Let me just start off and say big up to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, because even though live boxing has been back officially for a few weeks now, I felt competitively if I was watching like something that was in like your likes of you call in your likes of O2. Do you know what I'm saying? So big up to Eddie Hearn for staging such a massive event in their back garden, because it was one hell of a show. The talk of the town obviously was Terry Harper and Natasha Jonas. First and foremost, big up to you both women, because you're pioneers of the sport, not only just the women's boxing, but boxing alone. It was the first all British women's first title fight staged in the UK, and what a hell of a fight it was. I mean, for me personally, I kept on rewinding, stopping, starting, because there were shots that I wasn't seeing the first time round, I was seeing the second time round. In terms of technical ability on both sides, it was beautiful to watch. You got Miss GB, Natasha Jonas herself, skillful southpaw, great on the inside, loves to throw that wonderful right hook, tight guard, and then you got yourself the WBC champion Terry Harper, who is a come forward fighter, loves to throw combination shots, but does get the odd clip here and there from time to time. I thought it was a fantastic fight first and foremost, but in my opinion, Natasha Jonas won that. I felt like Terry Harper dodged the bullet there. She bust case, 100%. Her being a WBC champion, she has the opportunity now to right her wrongs in the rematch, because obviously that's now going to take place. Yeah, I feel like she got the lucky end of the draw, because don't get me wrong, it was a tight contest. But I scored it the last 3 rounds with Natasha Jonas. I saw on social media people were calling it a robbery, calling it a controversy. I don't think it was a controversy. I don't think it was a robbery neither. It was hard to call, but based off what I watched, I gave it to Natasha Jonas. The only thing is now, people are saying the rematch. I feel Terry Harper will win the rematch. It will be in her favour. 1, because of her youth, and 2, she learned so much in that fight. She's not been in the game for that long. She's learned so much in that fight that she's only going to learn from it, and she won't make those. I believe she won't make those mistakes again. In regards to Natasha Jonas, she's 36 years old. I believe that was probably her best performance we've ever seen, and to be able to match that or even eclipse that to get the title next time, you're asking a lot. She did get caught with a few uppercuts. Maybe that's why the judges did sway to the draw. But I mean, she put on a performance, and I was in awe. And now I understand why people call her the Miss GB. Obviously, she set pace to be the first female to go to the Olympics in GB boxing. Lost to Katie Taylor in the final. She got the credentials, and she finally lived up to that hype, I would say. But the only question is, can she repeat that in a rematch? Let me know your thoughts on that. Boxing fans, will Terry Harper put on a better performance and learn from her mistakes and win by a landslide, or Natasha Jonas will go do what she done before, but this time just take it up a notch, an extra bit, to claim that WBC title? Big shout out to Anthony Fowler and Chris Billam-Smith for their dominant performances, their TKOs. Again, Shane McGuigan's got them doing some good work in the camp, and obviously it shows in the ring. But again, big up to Eddie Hearn, because when you first came out with this idea about Matchroom Fight Camp in your back garden, I was a bit tentative, but you know what? It's pulling off, and after watching that fight, I don't think I even clocked that there were no fans. Obviously you could hear the punches, the trainers talking in the corner, but it only dawned on me after it all finished that, hold on, there were no fans. So big up Matchroom, big up Eddie Hearn, because it was one hell of a fight. And I'm looking forward to Felix Cash and Jason Wellborn next week. That's 2 out of 2 now, Eddie Hearn, so let's see if you can do it 3 out of 3. The man himself, Frank Warren, has recently put out a statement of a list of potential fights between both promotional companies, that meaning BT and Sky. So I can't remember what day he done this, but it was this past week. He basically was saying, forget about all their history, forget about cutting corners, let's give the boxing fans the fights that they want to see. So he put up the likes of Anthony Yard versus Joshua Buatsi, Archie Sharp versus Zelfa Barrett, Charlie Edwards, Kauya Fai. Literally the top quality, all the fights that all the British fans have been wanting to see, but they've always been hurdles because of the two promotional companies. The likes of Chris Jenkins and Conor Benn, we recently heard that there was a bit of obstacles thrown in the pathway to why that fight hasn't taken place. Andrade, Williams. So all these fights are fights that everyone wants to see, but obviously it's never happened because obviously the promotional companies have always clashed with heads. Frank Warren's basically saying, cut all the BS, let's give the boxing fans what they want and let's make it happen. At first I thought, what has Frank Warren got up his sleeve here? Like, is it a publicity stunt? Is it a sort of thing where he's just playing on the strings of Eddie Hearn, waiting to get a reaction? But after listening to his interview, he kind of seems quite genuine. I listened to what Eddie Hearn had to say about it, and typical Eddie Hearn, he was like, I'm not being funny, but we're not short on any events right now, but I'm willing to listen to what he has to say. Apparently, this week, Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn were in talks over the phone for the first time. Apparently, this is the first time that they've ever spoken, which is mad because both of them have been in the game for how many years? Well, both companies anyways, I'd say, in regards to Eddie Hearn, because obviously it was his dad running it before. But they've both been in the game for so many years, and you're telling me not once you two have never spoken or crossed paths where you had to engage in a conversation? Come on, man, joke thing. Or is the hatred that real that you can't stand each other and you just literally gone your different ways? It's interesting, but it looks like they're looking to put their differences to the side and give the boxing fans what they want. Eddie Hearn recently said about Chris Lloyd, a journalist, presenter for Matchroom, he basically put out a tweet in response to what Frank Warren said, and this was his exact words. So he's responding to what Frank Warren said. He said, because while Matchroom focus on their events, all your team ever do behind the scenes is try to sabotage them with legal letters and fake Twitter accounts. As a result, you're miles off pace and having to ask the very same people for a collaborative effort. Good luck with that. When I first saw that tweet, I was thinking, what? Sabotage, fake letters, fake Twitter accounts. But then listening to Eddie Hearn, apparently in the build-up to Matchroom Fight Camp 1, Queensbury Promotions had been sending out letters to the British Board of Boxing Control, basically grassing little snitches, complaining about, are they allowed to do this, are they allowed to do that? Basically trying to sabotage the event from taking place that week. Obviously it was unsuccessful because Matchroom Fight Camp was a success. And it's funny now because that was last week, and then this week now, he's now pitching ideas of potential fights between both promotional companies. So it's like, where are you trying to come with this? What angle are you going with this? But Eddie Hearn seems to be willing to listen, and he basically told him, let's get Matchroom Fight Camp out of the way, and then we can talk, we can meet up and talk business. So let me know your thoughts, boxing fans. So it was recently announced that Errol Spence, the WBC and IBF welterweight champion, will be defending his titles against Danny Garcia. The first time I saw this, I thought, okay, great matchup. I rate Danny Garcia. He's seasoned. He's been in the game for a while, and he's earned my respect. In all honesty, my opinion, Errol Spence, the man of the division, great matchup. But then I realised that this is going to be the first fight Errol Spence is going to have since his car accident. Obviously, his last fight before that was against Sean Porter last year. So then I thought to myself, initially, I thought Errol Spence had this lockdown because I believe he beats everyone in the division. Not except, but I'm not too sure with the whole Crawford Spence just yet. So yeah, then I thought to myself, we don't even know how much of an impact that car accident has had on Errol Spence. Will it influence in the way he fights now? Will he change his style? Or is it a thing where he's fully recovered and is back to business? My only question is, I wouldn't want to test that against someone as highly skilled and highly reputable as Danny Garcia. That's not something you probably want to tune up fight to see where you're at in terms of your level before you go fight someone like Danny Garcia. So, is it a step too much for Errol Spence? This is Danny Garcia's 10th title shot. So he's no stranger to world title shots, world title opportunities. He's been world champion. He's lost it. Recently, he even lost to Sean Porter. He's on a winning run at the moment. So could this be an opportunity where it works in his favour? Let me just clarify. I do believe Errol Spence still wins because I still think he is a level above. But I won't be shocked if it is a surprise defeat because it might be his first fight. It might be something. It's a step too far for him. But I'm still going with Errol Spence. But let me know your thoughts, boxing fans. Who wins that fight? The WBC have officially ordered the winner of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, the trilogy, has to fight Dillian Whyte. This is all going in favour if Dillian Whyte is victorious against Alexander Povetkin. There's a sense of relief for Dillian Whyte because finally we're beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Over 1,000 days being in a mandatory position, only God knows what was going through his mind, whether he was going to get this title shot, whether it was going to come, or whether they were going to throw in another spanner in the works. But finally it's been ordered. All Dillian Whyte has to do now is make sure he gets the job done against Alexander Povetkin, and then I guess it's preparation for a world title fight. That's it for this week's Boxing Weekly Roundup with myself, Big Nige. Thank you again to all the boxing fans for showing your support and tuning in and liking and sharing our videos. Don't forget to subscribe. That's most important. The button is right down there. Do not forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more boxing news. Peace.